Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Marty. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Good morning. All right, so let's take a quick look here at the market and see what's going on. Right, so what we're seeing here, system-wise, we have a target of 220. Rallies are shortable against harmony zone number one, resistance, which is 270 by 280, and 295 by 305 is the other level. We're looking for to reevaluate this short pressure if we break anything above 285 and a target of 220 is what we're looking for. Then we have targets under that into the 200 and lower. Now we want to go and review yesterday a little bit. So if you guys remember, we had that captain set up, right? And the retest of the captain set up with a higher low, and we did nothing but run up. And we said something yesterday is like, what should come, what's more highly likely to happen? Us seeing prices below 182 or 300. And 300 was definitely the better. That's what we were targeting at that time, and eventually we hit that, and eventually we got to the 350, and then the market sold off from there. So now this price structure is coming to retest that captain setup, and these captain setups, especially on the 100 NT Rinko, have a significance. I mean, it's not when they test it multiple times, they tend to test it and retest it. And if it holds here, if we hold here, in and around this area here, which we're coming to it, then we should see a major reversal coming through. So I'm going to be looking for the short side, but I'm aware of this zone. And this zone is from 300 all the way down to 206, and specifically between 250 and 200 are the areas that we need to be hyper focused on. Now, ES is selling off. ES has a target of 52.4375. We're looking for harmony zone number one, which is 52.56 and a quarter by 52.59 and a quarter. Then we have harmony zone number two is 52.62 half, 52.65 and a half. And we'll reevaluate the shorts if we break anything above 260, and rallies are shortable. All right, we got 1 minute, and we do have uh, economic. They're about to put a captain set up long here if they close this candle up. Yeah, that went fast too. That's a good captain setup. So at we have final services PMI in 15 minutes. So that's coming up. Good morning, AKU. Good morning. Good morning. We have at the top of the hour ISM services PMI as well. So we got a lot of information, economic information coming up here. Greg, good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. All right. There's a counter trend going on here against this captain setup. The market's still in sync on the short side. I'm looking for these rallies as a shorting opportunity. But there's an attempt at harmony zone number 1. Switch trade on ES. All right. All right, so what we don't want to see is that 285, right? We're testing harmony zone number 1. Remember, in about 12 minutes, we have the PMI numbers. $251. So there's a bit of a bullish behavior coming in here, especially with the 70 close. 65 to 60. $62, $66. All right. $58 is a stop. If this candle closes higher, I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna go break even, and we should be seeing an 80 push. Ah, okay. Let's see, let's see. I got in here, got out. Couple and a break even. I like that. So that switch trade here. There's a switch trade on the 30 NT Rinko. I hope to see that 80, but here we go. They're gonna attempt it again. Here we go. They're gonna attempt it again. There's a push in this market. I mean, I like the short side, but I mean, they're just putting formations here that is consistent with a long behavior. So either I join it or just leave it alone. You know, here comes that 80. Good morning, Sayed. Good morning. Here comes that 80. Yeah, that's fine. So hit that 80, and they pulled it back. Let's just keep watching the market. We have 3 and 4. We have 3 and 5. 8 minutes left for that news, and I want to be flat during that news. So you're seeing this rotation. So based on this captain setup that they build, they started to rotate, and you see it. It's a short. It's the swings are very like a 10-15 points max, and they rotate back in. 3-4 candles they rotate back in. So that's fairly tight. That's fairly tight. ES is moving to the 52-56 area. We're starting to break that channel, the channel number 1. We're starting to break it here. They could come in to that 60 area, and then we'll see if they hold that channel with a channel number 2. Let me see here. Brad, Greg. Okay. Okay, ES is doing a switch trade, so they're gonna start chewing through this 56 to the 59, which is actually gonna push NQ a little bit higher. So just watch out here. As long as you're protecting that 60, there is a chance that we will push higher. 60 is the key. If ES breaks down 52, 53 half, $266. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the market made a captain setup and it's building. It has built a base. The 200 and the 100 is out of sync, so now it's a two-sided market. And we got 4 minutes. 66. Okay. 78. Okay, so here we go. There's a good chance that we'll see 60 here in a few seconds against that 80. And there's a captain set up short on ES. So that's gonna, this idea of hitting 85 is not happening right now. You're getting uh, sideways selling pressure coming through right here. This right here, that structure with the attempt at 60 is going to be critical, and we're going to watch the news coming up here in 3 minutes. So we took the long, we took a scalp long for a profit, and now we're just basically waiting for the news. Let's see how this rally, if they hold on to the 60, run it up to the 75 and hold, and then come back in short, then that would be an area for us to get active in. But the market is holding on to harmony zone number 1, and ES is also showing a short signal. So you got two things telling us the same thing. 80 is the key, and the news is the key in 2 minutes. So no trades for me during this time. I expect the market to actually, sell off against that 80. One of the targets is going to be 50, and ultimately on a swing trade basis, we have a target of 220. We'll reevaluate the shorts if we break anything above 285. And the news in a minute is going to be, it's one of those things that it could go anywhere. But I'd rather be short and rally against that 285. Here comes that news. ES NQ is weaker than ES. ES is actually trying to break that captain setup, and we're still making lower highs in essence in NQ. So that's a bit of a difference here between those two things, those two prices. It's interesting. Hey Shingo, good morning. Okay. Back to a harmony zone number one. Remember, the market is out of sync. It's a two-sided market. Okay, so you don't want to see 285, and we want to see a lower high establishing itself. So basically, what the market is doing here is they're responding to ES. That's what they're doing. So I mean that is channel number one, but we want to see what they do up here. Matthew, Brad, Greg. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They're responding to ES. Okay. Okay. Here we go. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let me see here. 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, rallies are shortable again. Let's see if we can get a rally. You're making a high, a lower high against the 280 to 285. And we want to see a structure. And that's going to be on a scalping basis because the market is out of sync. But 46 is where they need to go. And then from there, they need to go to 220. And we're going to see if we can find an entry point here long. The stops are 80s and 85s. We have some news at the top of the hour too. So we want to see if they can run this thing up and then fail it. Okay, I mean if they run it up here and run up to 280, then that kind of screws everything for us. But it's interesting. Like right here, the market should have just kind of continued to sell off. So right here, if they put on a 64.75 close, there'll be a captain setup, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it. And ES reversed. So there's a whole lot of choppiness going on here that I don't want to participate in. And I think just the market is waiting. It's waiting for the top of the hour news. So one more thing, if ES breaks 53.50, then that will set the stage for a bit of a pullback to the 250, which pushes NQ to the 50 to the 40 level. So that's an important thing for the shorts. For you break anything above 80, 85, then I think the market is going to have another rotation up that could take us to harmony zone number 2, which is 295 by 305. Right now, I think the best thing to do is we recognize the market to be in tight consolidation, waiting for the top of the hour news. So I want to undertrade this environment. I don't need to be ahead of the signal. I don't need to just sit here, watch, wait. So this way I don't spend too much of my energy chasing. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Adam. It's definitely a spot where I want to wait. The market is telling us something, so. Okay. News coming up in 6 minutes. We have ISM Services PMI. That spot right here is very similar to here. You know, the market is just mirroring itself, but on opposite sides. It's a whole lot of consolidation going on. Tahir, good morning. All right. Okay. So here we go again. Let's take a look at ES because ES is showing us captains set up there, run it over, they come back and retest, and this is like 1, 2, 3 retest of this resistance area. So basically what we have to see is a break under 52, 52.75. That's what we need to see as a break. If that break comes, then I think the shorts will start gathering a bit more momentum and a little bit more direction, and they'll be getting out of this, you know, death zone by 1,000 cuts. That's what you're seeing right here. Yeah, you got 3 minutes. Let's see. Then if the news comes in decent, man, in your favor, you could see 20. You could see 220 out of it. All the shorts here have a target, and that target is 220. I mean, they have to work through some areas, but the swing trade target is 220. All right. That's a switch trade into that run up. Okay. Come on, baby. Let's go. We got 1 minute. Pay Matthew. We like Matthew to get paid here. Flush to 20. One minute. No. Oh boy. I didn't pay you. I'll pay you, baby. Okay, captain set up short up here. That's ruthless right here. Now they put on a reversal on the 200 and the 100, and we got ourselves pullbacks are buyable against 280, and we're looking for Globex as a target. Jeez, that's fast. Globex as a target, and that you got 345. 345. That's the target. Actually, they didn't slip you, Matthew. I mean, because the market moved very quickly. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning. Really? That's good. Okay. Switch trade right here. And Globex is 345. And here comes another one. ES is pushing. 345 is the target, and the target is hit. Next target is 370. Pullbacks are buyable against 300. See, we hit target number 4 to the tick and came back in. That's a nice switch trade right here. That's a nice switch trade. I mean, all right. They got 1, 2, 3 switch trades in a row. And our target next target is 370. 370 is our target. Here we go. And that's the middle of the range on the 200 NT Rinko. So we should be expecting a back and forth behavior, meaning as you hit those levels, you're gonna get a high and a lower high in a consolidation pattern, trying to test the prices between the 80s to the 45, which is 35 Globex. So the market is gonna range bound after we hit some of these levels up here at 370. Here it comes, 370. Like right here, we should be yeah, we should be closing that 370. If they don't and they close the 60, then you're gonna get a pullback to 40, 35. Going break even. Let's see if I can get a push. No push yet. So we took a small little fade against that target, because whenever we get to a big swing trade target and the market just simply pauses and give us that one candle reversal, I just gotta get it, like, I'll take a shot at it short, and the stop is gonna be right above that target. And here we go again. They're coming back in, and see that push. Those are beautiful whenever they set up like that. Damn. I want my contracts back. I want my contracts back. Good stuff, though. I mean, that's just anytime you see that exact same behavior happen, yeah, it's a low risk, high probability event. So you remember the conversation? You said, okay, as we approach this middle of the range on the 200 NT Rinko, we should expect a pullback and a consolidation between the 70s and 80s into the 35s. So the market is just doing exactly that. Okay, so now we should see them coming in, testing and retesting low backs, and spending some time rotating in this range. If you look at the big picture, the 200 and the 100 never got out of sync. So as long as we continue to protect 319, the market bias to the long side is there. Okay, so it's consolidation with a long bias. Yeah, we're heading back. We're heading back to that 70, 70 area. Let's go. That's the target. And boom. Close. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now the next target is 395. 395. Pullbacks are buyable toward that next target. ES target is 52.75. We're heading that way. So they digested that first pullback. You know, we took the short portion of it for a small profit. Here comes the 95. And remember where that is. That's at the top end of the Globex band, and that is big resistance area. You see the same exact behavior, right? Same exact behavior that you're seeing up here, you're seeing up here too. So the market is keeps fading those big targets. Yeah, there you go. Marty, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Yeah, try not to fade this. Like it's strong on the long side. There's a couple of spots where it's okay to fade, but I wouldn't just go short into it. You know, just based on the level, because there's momentum on the upside here. I'm assuming you're fading. Okay, okay. Got whacked a couple of times along the way. That's okay. Steven, good morning. Good morning, Steven. Good morning. Here we come up to that level, and that level is the 395. Yeah. The longs are strong, and we have a target of 420. 420, and it's going to be the top end of the Globex the top end of the Globex band, and also the clouds on the 200 Intiungo. Like, okay, so you see this area right here, a top end of the Globex band. If we end up getting sold off in this range between 93 and 20, like before we get to 20, if the market sells off, like by hitting target number 3, for example, which we're heading toward, then you're gonna get a deeper pullback in the market. So the 11 has a stop at 20, and then you're looking at pullback that could take you to the 70. Here it comes. 11 and a quarter. And we're at a whole number too. Okay. We're putting the switch trade right here, so we should be getting up to that 11. I mean, I could try that idea with like one contract. Here we go. Has a 9-point stop or less. It's a 10-point stop, and I'm hoping to see a close at '07. Yeah. It's a 10-point stop. Pin 10-point stop. Come on. Here we go. No bueno. Yeah. No bueno. All right, that's fine. I'll take that stop. I'll take that stop. Target is 445. I mean, if right at that spot they needed to kind of come in and test 94. Target is 445. 445. 445. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Yeah. ES is flipping as well, and so we're looking at a bigger target. The target is 445, where pullbacks are buyable into. Why am I keep shorting, man? Pullback, as long as we protect 380. You're getting a captain set up short right here. So I mean, we got short here. The market ran up a little bit, stopped us. You got one, two, three areas where the price just kind of got weak. Five, 7, 20. Definitely distribution area. Fourteen to 04. Yeah. 15 to 05. So what's the big idea here? That's what we gotta keep an eye on. The big idea. The big idea is pullbacks are buyable against 380, um, and we're looking for a target of 445. And we need to protect the 380. Yep. And we have to go past that captain setup, which is 423. We gotta break that. You don't want to see 405 again. That'll be a switch trade on the 30 NT Rinko, and that will lend itself to a little bit of selling pressure. You don't want to see 405. Yeah. Nope. See, we're gonna see a little bit of push toward the 400 right now. $16.25 will get the longs back in the game. Right now, most likely what we're going to see is a bleed into 400 and this zone right here, which is harmony zone number 1. 16.5. 16.5 is a captain setup on the 30 NT Rinko long, and they closed it. So take a look here. Even at these higher prices, I mean, they're putting on that type of behavior. So right now, what you want to see, you don't want to see 405 again. You don't want to see that, and you want to see a push and this current candle to close at 20. If that happens, we're gonna break the high into the next target. Okay, if this current candle closes lower to 405, then the expectation is a retest of the 90s and the 85s. Cannot, like I can't like necessarily go short here anymore due to the 30 NT Rinko captain setup long, and the market has to really kind of close under 405, 402 in order for the shorts to actually gain momentum. That's okay, Adam. Take a break. Come back a little bit later when you feel like you're connecting with the market. Simply, you could be just not connecting with the market. You're eager. So just take a walk, come back. You get a better perspective. Hefe, good morning. Good morning. It's interesting here. I mean, you put a switch trade. We should be pushing higher, like right here, at 417.75. We should see 23 and breakout. That's the expectation out of that formation in that spot against the captain setup long on the 30 NT Rinko with a stop under 10, and there's another stop under 02. Okay, so I want to see how well that trade works. We're running into this captain setup short, but the sentiment is long, the direction is long. So that idea should be working. And ES is inching higher. So they're pausing it and then they're gonna, push the price against that 10. That's the expectation. If this candle closes at 10, then that means a double captain setup and the market is going to test 495. We've had a good in uh I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Greg. Okay, hold the phone. Okay, we got two left. I need more. I need more of a push here. Come on. That is nasty. That was nasty, 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 nasty. 10 and 9, that's 400. Okay, I'm out of that trade. So I got into 5 and got out of 3, left with 2, and I had a 10-point stop. But you just don't like the way the market flipped back up. So most likely I lost a little bit of money off of that deal here. That's tricky. I mean, if they sell it off one more time, I'll get back in. Look at that. Holy crap. I mean, two captains set up short in one spot like that, that should get us to 395. I mean, that's kind of the idea here. Because the expectation is to see a push to the 23.25, and it's not happening. And then they put that type of formation. The thing is, ES is holding up. That's okay. That's okay. You gotta take your stops and move on. Life is good. I'm glad I didn't stay with 5 contracts though. That would have that would have stung. Made a little bit off 3, so that kind of helps out. But let's see what they want to do. If they break the 975, I'll get short again. If they close above 20, I cancel my order. I mean, the thing about it is, look at what ES is doing. ES is really pushing. It's pushing higher. So that's not gonna, that's not gonna. Good morning, Joseph. Good morning. Two, four, six. That'll be a six-prong captain setup. If we close below that 975, ES is starting to pause. Okay. I mean, what's getting me to even think in terms of short is the fact that we have a captain set up short right here. Then we have another captain set up short right here. Now they're challenging it. So it's gonna either break above 23.75 or break at 9.75 and then sell off. One of those two things are gonna happen. And I'm positioning myself for the 9.75. And if we break this candle to the 20, I'm canceling my order. The trend is long, but we're at the top end of the Globex band, and also we are at the top end of. Okay, so that kind of cancels my order. All right. Longs. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. The swing trade target of 445 is coming up. You don't want to see '07. That would put a captain setup short on this market. 407. So any pullback here cannot break 407. Right. The market is long and strong, and we were looking at 445, 445. Target is 445. 445. Target is 445. All right, target. Oh, 445 coming up. Target is hit. Next target is 470. 470 is our next target. Target is 470. Okay, so how is everybody doing so far? Where are we at? Marty, where are we at? Any more trades? Khaled, good morning, buddy. I just saw you coming in. Adam, Joseph, where we at? Mike, good morning. Sheila, how we doing? Stephen, where we at? Sayed and Tahir. Okay, Joseph's up around 400. Up 13 on the rest. Okay, Adam's coming back. Stephen so far done so far today. Okay, not good now. Okay, good morning. Waiting for targets. Lost an account yesterday. Yeah, that's okay, man. It's part of the game. Brian is up 928. Good job, Brian. It happens. It happens. It's a numbers game with Apex. Be honest with you. You know, as long as you get a couple of accounts, at least even like one account past the payout, then that pays for all your pain and suffering. And I know all of you had a lot of pain and suffering. No trades for Mike. I appreciate you too, Brian. Thank you for being part of us here. A lot of pain. By the way, Apex extended their offer. I'm sure you guys got the emails. So you could always use the OHarmony code. We definitely appreciate you doing that. I think that's their sweet spot, the 80%. They may keep doing that. The 90% is gonna be a treat for all of us. Once we get to 90%, make sure that you load up. I don't know if they're gonna do one soon, but 80% is the mode. So we're seeing them doing something here. They keep hitting targets and bouncing back from them, so that they hit this target 47, then they come back and hit this target which is 31, and they're oscillating. The behavior remains long. ES has a target of 52.81 and a quarter. We're very close to it. We should be also pushing in NQ higher. Target is 470. We'll reevaluate the longs if we push anywhere under 400. That's the key. So the personality that we're seeing that they're doing is that we're not spending hardly any time in the neutral zone. And the neutral zone, for example, would be between that 410 and the 395. And that is characteristic of a trending market. So that tells me that the market remains a trending market. I mean, if we start breaking anything under 410, then we're going to be spending time in that range. You're not seeing that since that initial reversal that we saw in the morning. Got it, got it. There we go. Price action is slowing down a little bit, but okay, I'm gonna step away for just a moment, let this market do its thing. I'm gonna go get some water and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Next target is 470. Now, Brian, I see your question here. Well, the next target is 470. Once we get to 470, we have to see the quality of price action. Are they making a high and a lower high and then breaking the bottom end of that rotation? If that happens, then that would be a topping formation up there. We've seen it how they come up very close to targets, major trade targets. The next one is 470, and then the market fades. So that could be a spot where a fade can happen. When I look at the bigger picture in NQ, I mean, that is a channel. I need more data here, but that's a channel, and you're looking at 72 and then 86. So that 70 to the 86 is the spot in which high level fading can happen. So if I'm gonna fade, I'm gonna be looking for that level. Okay. Right now, where we at, if we break and trade under 400, that's a sign that the market is very tired at the top end of the cloud. Okay, so the trend is long from a today's perspective. If you're looking at it from a multi-day perspective, you're at the top end of the range. Okay, so but it's not, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go short here, especially when the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. I would want a proof or a bit more seller support. So what would that look like? That would look like a break below 400. You definitely need to break harmony zone number one and trade under that. Then a break below 400, then see how the rallies hold up. The 200 and the 100 will be out of sync. That means it's going to be a two-sided market. And then we could start looking at what kind of price action we're going to have. So you're seeing for the past half an hour or so, the market keeps hitting literally to the tick target number two and come back to target number one, and go back and forth, back and forth. So that's a market that is rotating and trying to build up stops. If we start breaking 420 into the 400, then you know this rounding behavior is resolving itself lower. So that's what you will see right there. So if you start breaking 30, 25, then you're gonna see downward pressure coming into the market with a stop right above the 50. And then you have this huge support right here, and if you fail it, and most likely what happens is if that scenario materializes, you're gonna come into this level and bounce right back up and test this area. And if that happens and you make a high and a lower high, then that will produce a channel, and then you could attempt breaking the 70. You break the 70, then rallies become shortable on a swing trade basis, and then you're looking for Globex as a target. So that's how the shorts would play that game. Okay. See, I mean, it's starting to gather. It's trying to. Yeah, and we're seeing that AKU. We're seeing how the market is. Thank you, AKU. You see that? I mean, that's kind of the scenario we're like literally been talking about. Here you go, Brian. Here you go. Make sure you're picking up some. You're taking some profits because in and around this area, that 10 to the 5, they'll fade it. They'll start buying back in. So if you're looking for a bigger target and bigger idea, just take some off here, go break even, then look for the 400 to break. And it's not going to be one of those things where they just break it and not retest. I mean, they'll come down to this level and bounce it right back up. Okay, here we go. That's good. All right, we flatted that one. But this is one spot that they needed to kind of hold. And there's the 95 to the 85 spot that they need to hold. If you break that 400, then you got the 85 to the 95 area where they can mount another rally. And if the rallies are making lower highs, then the 370 is going to be the target, and we could go from there. So multiple attempts at the bottom end of that range, and they keep holding it. So that tells me if we can close above 93 and start going to 95, then we're going to be at 04 and 10. And that's kind of what should be expected in this area. Here it goes. So we got to the 04. I guess he's talking, right? Because that looks like news driven by. When is Powell supposed to be talking? Yeah. Get a wild price action here. So what is the market telling us so far? I mean, it's what's typical out of their behavior here is they hit these levels. The definitely the first touch of that zone gets a response back to the middle of the range or the 410. This one did it got very close, and it's bringing in lower highs. So that's just weak. That continues, we're gonna flush into 70, 370, and then have a rotation to Globex, which is 345. And the longs gotta kind of come in and protect the 400 by breaking it, going to the 10, 15, and a pullback that makes a higher low. He's gonna go to 400. Man, I mean, look at that. One, two, three. Lower highs. Weakness, weakness. See that. Let me before we get out of here. See the surrounding behavior, and then we had the break that we talked about into these levels. Now, stay with me on this one. Same kind of behavior. Okay, so you just gotta have to break that above that 05. Would be similar to us breaking here, and the market will get to the 15, 20, then come back in. Okay, so what we're seeing here is a consolidation. The key to it for the shorts is a break below 375. And what the market is doing right here, just keeps inching, making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, then run up. Okay, so you got levels of 80 and 75 that has to hold. So like for example, if they close this candle again above 96, yeah, 97, and we should see a prices above 400 right here. Okay, say take care. How we doing, Brian? You still in that trade? Like clockwork. That's a good one. That's exactly how they behave in this area. But yeah, did you understand the logic though of the kind of the process, the decision making process? All right, guys, that's it for me for the day. I'm gonna just get going with my day. I gotta go to the gym, take care of a couple of things, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.